It is winter in Canada where I live, and one of the characteristics of our landscape this time of the year is the bare deciduous trees. One of my favorite winter landscapes is when it's just starting to snow very, very lightly, and the snow starts to stick to the branches of the trees until the trees are totally covered in white. It creates a magical landscape that makes you feel like you are in a fairyland. Then, of course, as soon as the temperature changes, all the snow disappears. In spring, trees starts to bud, the little flowers, until it eventually becomes a beauty of trees and leaves. And we love to sit in the backyard and listen to the rustle of the leaves in the wind and sit in the shade of the trees when it's really hot out. And then, of course, when the fall comes, or autumn, depending on where you live, the trees then change their color into a spectacular hue of reds and browns and yellows until they fall to the ground and we're back at winter. Now, did you like that story? One of the characteristics of that story is that I have filled it with a lot of very descriptive words. And I did that with purpose because I want to explain in this video how the story tree works. Any story that you tell has two parts of it. The first part of the story is like the bare tree without the leaves. It is like the branches and the trunk of the tree. It is the facts of the story, the circumstances, what happened during the story. But what gives every story its character, what makes every story memorable, what allows a story to truly connect with people and maybe even move them to action, is not the facts of the story, but it is how you describe those facts. And you can explain that as the leaves of a tree. So when I start to color in this tree and it becomes all green, I'm not going to do leaves here, but if I start to color in this tree starts to take a different form. It now has a color. And just like you look at a tree and you can say, well, that is an oak tree and that is an apple tree. And that is an orange tree. It's the same with storytelling. The most powerful stories are the stories that are told with vivid and creative ways of expressing the facts of that story. See, a lot of people, they just tell the story. They describe what they see or what they remember. But it's really important when you craft a powerful story to dig deep into your vocabulary, maybe even research some vocabulary and come up with descriptive words, words that can move people. So you need emotive words. There's basically two things that you want to achieve. The first is you want to describe to people so that they can create a mental picture of what you are telling. But secondly, you want to find words that also moves people from within. So those emotive words. So that is the story tree. So every time you craft a story, think about this tree. Think about the facts. So in other words, think about the tree and the branches of your tree. What kind of facts do you want to include about your story? And then start to color your story with beautiful and descriptive words. Play with it and see how people respond until you find those words that truly makes your story powerful.